I noticed symptoms when I was going to UW-Madison. There was the symptoms of psychosis, which included paranoid thoughts. And all of that I didn't tell anyone, because I was having these delusions. My sorority friends and my roommates started to notice these symptoms coming out, that I would have weird behaviors or say something that was off. Moving forward from that, I stayed in the hospital for a while. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizoaffective disorder. I felt really ashamed and embarrassed of what was going on, and so I stopped talking to all my friends. And basically that went on for about 9 months, where I just lived at home, didn't leave the house, didn't talk to anyone. And that was really the part where I felt like I didn't have hope. And really what changed for me was gaining an understanding of what my mental illness was, educating myself on what it meant to have a mental illness. And so I got to a point where I was stable enough to start seeing a therapist. Mary and I just really connected right away. 2 minutes into our conversation, I knew that we were going to be able to work together. She provided me with a lot of resources. She educated me on, what was going on with me and how I can move forward with this. And so I think that's really where I started to grow. I eventually went back to finish school at Carroll University, and at first I wasn't the same person. I didn't want to raise my hand in class anymore. I didn't want to participate in the discussions, and those are things I loved, but I was held back just because I had all of this self-doubt. I realized that, mental illness it's not my whole life, it's not my identity, but I do feel like there's a lot of help that I could give people just because of my experience. So I learned about what it would mean to be a certified peer specialist, which is a person who has a mental illness, and then they are trained specifically to just help people who have a diagnosis just by sharing their experience and sharing things that have been helpful for them, and then people are able to identify easier. Just working one-on-one with people, running groups, and just really finding time to connect with people and sharing my story, I feel like has been helpful for me too, because I'm able to learn from everyone and we can all kind of grow together. Some things that I'm really proud of are just that my family has been so supportive of me throughout all of this, learning with me, growing with me, and we all kind of came together throughout this whole experience. I'm also engaged. I have a really wonderful man in my life who loves me and accepts me for who I am. He was so open to wanting to learn about what was going on with me and wanting to understand, and I think that really helped me grow in a lot of ways. As a peer specialist, we talk about what it means to live in recovery, and it doesn't mean that now I've overcome my mental illness, now I've moved on with my life. No, that's not it at all. It's really being aware of yourself and being aware of what emotions you're feeling and what's going on inside of you, and then being able to communicate that. When I first was diagnosed, I really didn't feel hope, and it took me a long time to feel that and understand what that meant, and then really live that out. And so now when I'm not feeling as well, I'm able to see, I've had worse days, I've had better days, and this is just another day, and I can look to the future and say, I have hope that things are going to get better again.